What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Seriously Fast Media. I'm Tom Ludermoser. It's Thursday, April 15th, and we got some pretty cool news this week. So, I work in the auto industry. I work at a Ford dealership. I sell Ford products. So, I'm in the Ford world. I've been in it for a while. I used to work for a company that worked for Ford with pre-production cars and prototypes and concepts and stuff like that. All the auto show cars. So, it was really cool to be around that. I got to meet a lot of really cool people, really high up in Ford performance, things like that. I've driven the Ford GT, the GT 500, the GT 350, 350R. I've driven a duplicate of Joey Logano's championship-winning Ford Fusion, an actual stock car. I have driven the GT Mark II. I've driven some really cool stuff. But being in that industry, I got to learn some really cool stuff, and that is the next generation Ford Mustang. And I'm sure you guys have seen it all over Twitter already today. It's something that I knew, but I didn't know the date. But I've known for a while that NASCAR, Ford was going to release the next generation Mustang along with the next gen car for NASCAR. So keep your calendars marked for May 5th. Ford will be unveiling the 2022 all-new, completely redone Ford Mustang along with the next-gen car on that day. Toyota has confirmed that the next-gen car that they're going to use is going to remain a Toyota Camry. Now, if they're going to do any tweaks to it or anything like that, that has yet to be disclosed. And then the Camaro, which this is the final generation of the Camaro, so I don't necessarily know that it's a fantastic idea that Chevrolet dumps that much money into the Camaro, but it could be a couple of years. I know it's going to be a couple of years. Sorry, I know it is going to be a couple of years that Chevrolet is going to keep running the Camaro, so I guess it kind of makes sense to run the next-gen car as a Camaro. Those will all be unveiled May 5th, so mark your calendars for that. Already this week, we've had some really cool news. We got a couple of first-time Cup drivers that are going to be running at Talladega. The two biggest names there are Harrison Burton. He is going to be running the 96 car. 96 car. He's going to be running the Gaunt Brothers car, sponsored by Dex. Looks fairly close to what he runs at the 20 car in Xfinity. Of course, Harrison Burton, he has won numerous times in the Xfinity series. He was a pretty decent championship contender last year. I was at Phoenix. He did not compete for the championship there, unfortunately, but nonetheless. And then you've got Jennifer Jo Cobb, who has run some races. She's not been full time in the truck series for quite some time, but she is going to be running the 15 car for Rick Ware Racing at Talladega as well. So that's pretty cool. You guys who listen to the podcast, the Bad Fast podcast, remember, we publish that every Wednesday, record it every Tuesday. If you're interested in being one of my guest hosts, shoot me a message on the website or on Instagram or Facebook or anything, and let me know why I should pick you to be one of the guest hosts on the podcast. If you guys listen to it, you know I'm not a big fan of Rick Ware going out there and basically being field filler cars. They are. Can I say this and feel right about it? Yes, I can say this and feel right about it. They're the worst cars on the field. I mean, they run two different manufacturers at the same time. I mean, they have nothing going for them in the Cup Series, except for that they got some charters. That's the only reason they're out there. Plus, not to mention, they almost crashed the dual field at Daytona earlier this year. So there's always that. Took a spot from Ty Dillon. Yeah, there's some reasons I don't like him. Definitely cool to see Jennifer Jo Cobb go out there. She will be the first female driver to start a Cup race since Danica Patrick started the Daytona 500 a couple of years ago in the 7 car. So that's kind of cool to get another woman back into the Cup Series, even if it is for a one-off race. Let's see, what other kind of news did we get? Nashville Fairgrounds will not be running any NASCAR series next year. We all kind of got our hopes up. You got the mayor of Nashville. You got Dale Jr. You got some big names in there, but still, nonetheless, it's not going to happen. That's about it for this week. So I know I missed a little bit. I'm sure there's some other stuff out there, but those are some of the things that I thought were pretty big, important news factors this week. Just kidding. I left one for the end, and this is the big one. NASCAR announced at Darlington they are going to be allowing sponsors as well as guests of teams, guests of sponsors into the infield at Darlington. Starting at Darlington, they're going to be letting a very limited number, and you absolutely have to have your vaccine. You have to have the vaccines. NASCAR made that announcement. So if you do not have a vaccine, it doesn't matter if you just spent $2 million putting your company's name all over that race car. You're not going to the infield. Those are my opinions, guys. Those are my opinions on what are the biggest stories. Not yours. If you guys disagree with me, you got any other news, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. Sorry about the quick, kind of rushed video. Wanted to get a little bit of that news out there. Oh yeah, and I gotta brag. I got my Holy Grail diecast this week. I got it today. The Indy car, the last Tony Stewart's last Indy raced version. That's supposed to be duct tape around the hood. It's taken me 3 years and tons of bids on eBay of very excessive amounts of money to find this car. Finally, I made a desperation plea on Facebook. A gentleman found it, and I paid less than what I've bid in the past for. It's a great car. I just wanted to brag about that. I now have my 2 Holy Grail cars. That and the Carl Edwards win from Richmond. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one. Make sure you hit the thumbs up icon. Have a good one.